It is the Riot Podcast. This is the Monday, October 23rd edition. Isaiah and I just want to say thanks to everyone who's listening. Thanks for downloading and tuning in. If you stick around all the way to the end of the podcast, you'll get a weekend wedding recap from Isaiah. Find out if any drama went down at his friend's wedding.
We also talk about my Tinder wants everyone swiping. Even if you're in a relationship, get on there and swipe.
A reasonable excuse, some would say, to get on Tinder, even if you're committed to somebody. And a whole lot more along the way. Enjoy. And we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, you've flown on just about every airline that flies around the U.S., right?
Just about, I would say.
Do they all board the same way normally?
Pretty usually, yes. Not all of them the exact same.
Yeah. Some of them it's chaos, right? Some of it's like Southwest.
Some of them you have a seat.
Yep.
Some of them it's first one's on.
You ever feel like it's inefficient the way it boards?
I don't even know which way I'd prefer. You know?
Yeah. Well, I've got it seems to me it would make sense. The logical way to me would be the people on the back of the plane board first. And then you go from there, right? Because instead, what they usually seem to do is if they board it in order, you like go front to back. But then the people that are in the front are blocking it so the people at the back can't go through. It doesn't make sense to me. Then you have some that just you just get groups and you just go and you find your own seat. But I like, this is interesting. United Airlines is trying a new approach to their boarding system, a revolutionary way they're going about it. And to me, a big win for equality. They are going to let women board first.
Wait, what now? Are you being serious?
No, I'm making that up.
I was about to say, that's a crazy way.
If they were, wouldn't that be better?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yes is the right answer, I think.
Yes, it is.
Ladies first, get on there.
They're doing something called the Wilma approach.
Okay.
And the Wilma approach, I don't know, Wilma stands for something. I don't know exactly what it is. But the idea is the window seats board first. So everybody on the outside of the plane, the window seats board first, then middles, I guess, and then aisle seats.
This makes sense.
Does it?
Because then you don't have to go through the person who has the aisle seat having to get up, letting them in. Because there's nothing more.
That's inefficient.
There's nothing more intimidating than walking down a flight. You're trying to find a seat, and there's only like a middle seat available, and so then you have to go by somebody. You have to ask them to get up. I hate doing that. I hate having to ask. Or if there's like if there's two people sitting in the row, and you're trying to make your way to your seat that's a window seat, and you got to have both of them get out. It really backs things up. Yeah,
that is the picture of inefficiency, right? But let's think about the downfalls of this. Primarily that, let's say, if you're traveling with a significant other, that means you're going to board at different times.
You are.
Or you're going to have to be like the people that are like, because I'm sure this is probably how they would do it, where it's windows first, but if you're with somebody that's a window, then you get to go with them.
Ooh, that would make sense.
But I guess if you're sitting in if they do the window and you do the middle, then that's still pretty efficient because like you guys are getting up. So I guess I can see how this could work.
As long as you can be grouped like that. If you already have your whole row together, mother, father, son, or something, you can just go together.
Yeah, you might as well.
Because if they make you split it up, that'd be messed up. Because then you've got like a 14-year-old by themselves trying to board the plane. We can go even younger. We could say 9, and then that's even scarier.
Yeah,
for that 9-year-old.
Just because there's a hard-nosed flight attendant that's like, nope, we're doing the windows first.
Because then you got to give them their ticket too.
Yeah,
they're going together.
Yeah, that makes sense. But if that's how they do it, maybe this could be the way of the future. Revolutionize the way we fly. They say it can save 2 minutes per flight.
What?
Yeah. All this for 2 minutes per flight. But that adds up when you think about all the flights. Over
2
time.
minutes.
Over
Incredible. I bet that meeting was riveting when somebody came up with this.
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
We've hit that time of year for a lot of people. That time of year where you might start to feel a little sad. And by that, I mean SAD, seasonal affective disorder. You think you have this, Isaiah? You think it's possible?
It hasn't hit me yet.
I think I might have a very minimal seasonal affective disorder, but I don't want to diminish the people that actually have it by saying that I have it, because I'm still a pretty chipper guy.
I know one of the things is like it getting darker earlier.
Yeah,
right.
Less sunlight.
I do like when it's dark in the morning when I'm driving to work.
You do?
I love that.
Why?
I don't like when the sun's up when I'm driving to work because then it's like blinding me
Okay.
as I'm driving in.
Yeah.
I like for it to be kind of dark.
You need to ease into the day.
Exactly.
If you're wondering if you have seasonal affective disorder, some people call it the winter blues. The top symptom is persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or anxiety that come along with the wintertime, not just like if you always have that, then you're just, I guess, depressed or anxious. But if it comes along around this time of year, it could be seasonal affective disorder. Other symptoms: low energy and increased fatigue, increased need for sleep and difficulty waking up in the morning, cravings for carbs, and weight gain. See, I do feel like a lot of these things add up to me, but I don't chalk it up to seasonal affective disorder. I feel like that's just what you do in the winter. You want carbs, right? You want to put on some weight.
Thicken it up.
Bulk
Warm it up.
Yeah. Difficulty concentrating and making decisions, social withdrawal, and reduced interest in activities, irritability, and heightened sensitivity to rejection. These are all symptoms of seasonal affective disorder if you're experiencing it around this time of year. So now the question is, what do you do to treat it? How do you treat seasonal affective disorder? Here's what doctors recommend. You ready for these?
Okay.
1, get exercise. You got to get out there and get moving.
That's a good idea.
Which is tough at this time of year as it gets cooler, but I mean, you can go to the gym or just do something. Do some walks. Also, it says keep to a sleep schedule. Because your body, it's very important, right? Your body's internal clock, it controls a lot of your mood. Watch your diet. They also say be social and set goals and have structure. These are just like all the same recommendations they give you
any time of the year.
No matter, whether you're dealing with seasonal affective disorder or not.
So let's come up with our own then. They're actually good ones, right?
Yeah. Well, can we get mad at these a little more?
Yeah, sure. Go on.
Because this is like a real disorder, right? And their recommendations are like, get exercise. Like, how about some actual treatment? You know? You go to a doctor, you're saying, I feel like I have seasonal affective disorder. You're like, well, I guess you need exercise. I don't think that's right. Is there some kind of supplement?
A supplement?
Yeah. I want a prescription, doc.
Yeah, everybody does, Hudson.
I've heard.
That's what they say.
I need to exercise. I don't want to do that. All right, so what's your recommendation then?
I think you just got to embrace the coziness.
Okay.
Embrace the cuddles. So embrace the blanket.
You just want to, instead of being social and exercising, it sounds like you're saying do the opposite.
I'm saying it's okay to just lay on the couch. You don't have to feel bad about, oh my gosh, I'm doing nothing.
Yeah. Oh, definitely don't do that. Definitely don't feel bad about that.
I feel like people sometimes feel a little sorry for themselves in the winter time because they're like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I should be doing more. Everyone's doing this. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're a part of the many.
It's a blessing to not have to do something. Enjoy that.
On the weekends, make plans. Weekdays, it's not like you were doing all these crazy things in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of nights you were watching Netflix. It's okay to watch Netflix. Find a good show.
Now it's just darker.
Yeah, it's a little darker out. It's okay.
My recommendation, this is almost across the board for life, is something new I've started doing. It's find something small to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're doing something you don't like, there's something small about it you could probably appreciate. So find something small to enjoy every day.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Do you consider yourself an influencer?
No.
No, you haven't hit that status yet.
That seems like a big social media thing.
Yeah.
Where I'm not as active on social media.
You're not active. If you're an influencer, do you have to tell people what to buy and do?
You have to influence.
Or do you just like do your thing? Some people could just do their thing, and people just because they like the thing that they see, they want to be like it.
That could also be it.
And then eventually money enters the equation. What if I told you this? What if I told you that God wants you to be an influencer?
Then I am one.
Yeah, I guess so. I think for a lot of people, they might, when they hear that, they might kind of bristle at the idea, either because you're annoyed by influencers on social media, for one, or two, maybe you're thinking, well, I wouldn't want that because I don't want the attention, or again, you don't like influencers that you see because they're parading themselves around, telling people what to buy, what to think, what to do, whatever. But when I say God wants you to be an influencer, I don't mean he wants you to be a social media influencer. What I mean is God wants you to influence others by the way he influences you. When you have a relationship with Jesus and you're talking to him routinely and he's talking to you, that's going to cultivate a lot of traits in you that are very positive, that people are going to be drawn to: courage and joy and patience and kindness. That's what God will give you. He helped that stuff grow in your life. And with you not really changing a lot, like, again, you don't even have to have a social media account, whatever. But because God will grow this stuff in you, it's positive traits, people are going to be drawn to that, and people are going to see that going on in you. And you know, those people that you're just kind of drawn to, where you're like, man, they seem to like just have it figured out a little bit. Like there's just something about them. I like the way they live. That's what God is going to do in you. That's the ideal end point of a relationship with Jesus. One of those is just that you live a life that people are drawn to, that people see and they think that's a person that's got things figured out. I want to be more like them. That's how, and so them being more like you, make them more like God too. If you want to find out what that's about, start talking to God about it. Find out what that actually means from him, from the source. Say, hey, Jesus, I want to know more about that. A lot of those traits actually sounds pretty nice. I think I like some of that. And he'll help you out. If you want to know more, check out RadioU.com/free gift.
Radio U's Worst of the Riot podcast.
Here's a new feature on Tinder. Would you test this out if you were allowed on Tinder, Isaiah? Call it Matchmaker. It's where you can invite up to 15 loved ones who don't have to have a Tinder account. Up to 15 of your closest friends and family members that you trust. You can invite them to play Matchmaker for you and send you people on Tinder that they think would be a good match for you. Would you do that?
I think this is a bad idea.
You think it's bad?
This is a bad idea. Number one, because I think you should get on there yourself. You don't need the help, I don't think. I don't think you need that many people swiping for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like an unreal amount of matches.
Yeah.
Way too many. Way too many options. And number two, I'm seeing here that these friends that you're giving it to, they don't even have to have Tinder.
Yeah, right. Well, of course, because maybe some of them are happily in relationships.
And you don't want them on the app.
No, that's just a disaster waiting to happen.
So that's why I think it's a no-go. I'm not going to ask my friends with girlfriends to swipe for me on Tinder, because then they're going to be on there swiping along, and either their girlfriend's going to get mad, or they're going to find someone on there that they're like, hey, maybe this girl works for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to hang out with my girlfriend anymore.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of bad, not a lot of good could come from this.
Would you do this if a friend asked you, if they wanted you to be your matchmaker on Tinder?
I would do it for like, if we were together at the time and we were sitting on the couch really bored, I would do it for like 10 minutes. But I wouldn't in my free time.
Yeah.
Be like, well, I gotta get a girl for Roger.
A pretty wild activity. Yeah, let me just go swipe through a few gals, see if any of them feel like a fit for my friend Eric. Yeah, that'd be pretty strange.
And they'll text me,
Although-
I found a good one for you.
I'll tell you what, though.
I don't know if you checked. She's in there on your matches.
Yeah. Then you get really invested.
Yeah. Have you been texting her?
Yeah. Crystal, have you talked to her?
What'd you say? Why
I
would you
sent
say
her to
that?
you a week ago.
Why would you say that?
Yeah.
I told you she's not into that.
You're totally screwing this up for me.
Just let me text her. All right?
For
you.
Right.
You don't need to do anything.
I'd be very honored if somebody asked me to do this, though. Wouldn't you?
So like now Isaiah,
Trusted you this much?
he knows what I like.
Yeah. I've been striking out a bit lately, but I think you know who knows what I need? Isaiah.
This could also be a very humbling experience for some
That's what I was
people.
thinking too.
If I ask my friend, I'm like, hey, can you get some matches for me? And they start rolling in, and I'm like, wait a minute. These are the people you think I should be with?
Right. This is what you think of me? Yeah, tough look in the mirror.
I've only been swiping right on 10s. These are 9s.
You want me to lower my standards?
And they're like, no, buddy, these are
Yeah.
your standards.
This is your league. This is
This is where you end up.
This is the stadium you are in right now. Yeah, I don't know. I struggle to find how this could be a good thing. But if somebody wants to ask me to be their matchmaker, I'm more than welcome. More than happy to do it. 8772 Radio U.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.